Do you have any questions before we get started?
What type of beer are you drinking?
So I started tonight's episode with my pre-show beer is a Humex, one of the hard Humex
Oh,
ones. It's a
must be
guava.
American.
So Humex is a Mexican like juice, but then they came out with, like a hard version, and it's honestly really dangerous because you don't even taste any alcohol. It just goes down
Oh
very tastes
shit.
like you're just drinking juice. But my episode, the what I'll crack for the episode is this local brewery does this what is this one, raspberry sour. So I'm gonna drink that tonight.
Yeah, that's the type of stuff I like where you just barely taste the alcohol.
What are you drinking tonight?
I am going to be drinking this Greek yogurt
Oh,
because
nice.
I ran out of beer.
Okay.
So, and I didn't have enough time. I just got off work, so I like ran back home and I didn't have time to grab any more. So it's yogurt
Oh yeah,
time.
sick. All right. So
Yeah,
what I'll do is I usually crack mine to start the episode. So I'll kind of probably count us down. I'll crack mine. If you want to crack your yogurt at the same time,
that's perfect. Yeah.
hell yeah. So count us down. We'll crack these and just have a good time.
Awesome. Yeah.
Sick. All right. In three,
Three.
2, 1. Welcome to the Beers with Bands podcast with your host, Michael Torres. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Beers with Bands. Very stoked on this episode. I'm sitting down with Lian from Tiger Really. How you doing?
I'm doing awesome. How are you?
Dude, I'm doing great. You know, it's Monday, which normally suck, but I got to listen to Tiger Really pretty much all day today. So you know, it's the shining light of the cloudiness that we have here in the Twin Cities. So it was great.
Yeah, where are you located actually? I actually don't know.
Yeah, I'm in Minneapolis.
Oh, my American geography is actually really bad. So is that like in the north or like
So
kind
we're
of in the
like
middle?
middle north. So
Middle
like
north.
we're like like we border
Like
with
Montana
Canada.
sort of vibes?
Few more states over.
Okay.
But
Okay.
yeah, so like we border with Canada. We're kind of like Midwest, central of the states. Gets pretty cold here, obviously. I mean, you're in Vancouver, but I feel like Vancouver probably is kind of get has like the whole Pacific Northwest where you got to get probably
Yeah.
more rain than snow normally, right?
It's like 3 hours from Seattle. It's exactly the same as Seattle. It's
Okay,
like it's warm, but it's really rainy like the entire year. Like I think it's been raining for like the last like 20 something days straight. It's been miserable,
jeez,
but at least it's not freezing. Like
yeah.
it's all right.
It's funny because I was thinking about that a couple days ago. It was like we had just gotten a bunch of snow and it was starting to melt, and then we had like rain for like a couple days, and I was like, could I deal with this if I decided to move to the Pacific Northwest? And then I'm like, nah, I'm kind of over this rain. At least like when it snows, it kind of stops and like it'll like fuck off for a while. But
Hmm.
like I don't know, probably deal with both. But
Yeah,
anyways,
I
you
used to
know,
live in Calgary, which was a lot more like dry and snowy and
mm,
everything just felt like shit. So like I get it both ways. It's not neither is good.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I forgot to mention earlier, tangents will happen. I'm totally down for wherever those go. But obviously, for people listening, my guest tonight is Lian from Tiger. Really, for people that aren't aware, folky, a little bit of jazz in there, emo from Vancouver, like we had mentioned. You know, doing a lot of cool stuff lately, and some cool stuff also coming up shortly after this podcast comes out. So I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to sit down with me. For everyone that's kind of listening, can you kind of tell them like what you fully do in Tiger Really?
I make the music. It's like I feel like it's kind of not really a band. I just sort of do everything. Like
Hmm.
but like I also, really need the band to play live and they're awesome and they're like a huge part of the band, but not necessarily like part of like the music we make, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like yeah, like for example, the next record that's coming out, like I don't think the band's even like heard all the songs, and it's like it's already like been sent to distros. So um, yeah,
That's
like I don't
crazy.
know, like I just make the stuff and I play with the band and we have fun with it, but it's more of like my project.
Okay. I
Yeah.
mean, that's wild that they haven't heard of this, and obviously, like we're going to talk about, you're going into this almost like month long tour
Yup.
here pretty soon, which is wild that they haven't heard any of this.
Nah, they'll be fine. They're all good at their instruments and they're awesome people. They'll catch on fast. I'm not worried.
Yeah. So on the recordings, it's pretty much you kind of handling and tackling everything. I know, obviously, besides like the lyrical content, but when it comes to the
Everything
instrumentals,
besides drums. I can't play drums and I need someone else to play drums for me because I am a little baby who can't play drums. So,
okay.
but everything else, yeah, I manage.
Well, props to you. Like there's a lot of cool stuff going on in these songs, uh, and I know a lot of people. We have you can look out on the vast scene that we currently have right now of singer songwriters that are kind of doing their own thing. But it's always commendable to fully have it be like a full passion project where you're able to kind of contend with it all and kind of keep it all under one roof and maintain it in that way.
Hmm.
For people that might not be aware of Tiger Willy, you've kind of been active for quite a while. I think first EP came out in like 2021, Rites of Spring. I mean, when I said I listened to Tiger Willy all day, I started at the beginning and worked my way.
Oh
So I
wow.
got to check out all the chapters of this project's existence, which Rites of Spring I feel like is a great spot to start. Obviously, going into your debut LP, Swan Sting, which came out not last year, Times Construct, in 2024, which was great. First one on CI Records, so that was that's always a big step, and working with a great label to kind of put all that together too.
Yeah, first record is always scary. I say that as if I've made a lot of first records, but I've only made that one and it was really scary. So I'm just glad it's behind me and I can just, I don't know, do what I want now.
Yeah, yeah, because I mean, I mentioned that a few different times of like, you go from an EP to like doing a debut LP, no matter the song amount or anything like that, just like putting an extra body of work together for
Hmm.
something like that. That's got to be so daunting because like, yeah, I think Rites of Spring was maybe 4 or 5 songs, classic EP length, but to basically be like, okay, we're gonna double this and like make it more of a story or do whatever with it. That's such a big
Yeah.
hurdle every time.
Oh yeah, like the album took probably like 3 years to like finish from like writing the first song to like finishing the last like little like final touches. It took way longer than I thought it would, and it was way longer than I had wanted it to take. But yeah, like I think we signed with Counterintuitive after we dropped the first single, and the plan was to like, do like normal drop single every like 6 weeks and then the album sort of thing. But then I think it took like a year and a half after that first single for the album to actually like come out.
That's crazy.
Jake was not happy. Jake from Counterintuitive, he was really nice about it because he's a beautiful angel, but I could tell like underneath he was not okay. He was very angry. He was very upset. Maybe that's just me thinking to myself, but
Well, like I guess I saw like the Instagram post leading up to it. I forgot to look at the dates on all those, but yeah, I could see where it'd be a little. I feel like frustrating. I feel like is too harsh for word, but I could see his point of view of just being like, okay, we have this all planned out, and whatever the reasons, the circumstances are to kind of going into a record, especially with you doing it all on your own, like
hmm,
does take a little bit more time, but it's the end product has been amazing to listen to. Like that's such a good album.
thank you. Yeah. I don't know. I think like it was just the fact that it was that first album and I wanted it to be perfect, even though I, should have known it never will be. Um, and I don't know. I think I just kept thinking this is how long it's going to take. And then that deadline passes and I'm like, but it's not how I want it to be. I don't know. It was pretty messy, but I'm glad I got to a point where I was like, okay, you know what? This is good enough. I've said what I wanted to say on it. Let's just put it out there. And thankfully, this time around with this record, it took a lot less like fumbling around with it. It was done about as much time as I thought it would be done in, which was awesome for Jake and his mental state, I think.
Do do you feel like this one, like this upcoming record, took like less time just because you felt more comfortable as to what you were doing since you kind of had that first LP kind of under your belt? You're like, okay, like I know what I'm getting myself into.
Yeah, I think that's part of it. Another part of it was just like I started working with a producer for this one, whereas the last one I was like mainly just mixing it and recording it all myself,
Hmm.
which was I don't know. I feel like it was just a lot harder. Like I could get it to sound kind of how I want to eventually, but it would take like so long for me to get there that it was just like really time consuming. And I started working with Nick, Nick Sharuk from Vancouver, which is where I'm from, and I just went over to his house like every day for like a month straight, and we hammered it out, which was really really awesome because I could just because I don't know. I feel like when you work on the same thing for too long, you kind of get bored of it and you start to lose that passion that you had for it in the beginning. But this way, I was like able to like, keep the songs fresh and work on them and get them done. And I feel like that really helped the recording part of it too, because you can hear that I still like enjoy the songs when I'm like singing it. It's not like the 200th take of the vocals or something.
Yeah, I feel like that's the difficult part with like working on stuff on your own. It's you either have the one of the two outcomes. It's either you end up hating it all and you're kind of like, okay, I just want to get this stuff done and just record it however and just put it out, or you get too analytical with it and you're like,
Yeah.
this one little thing doesn't sound right, and I'm gonna do 20 different versions
Oh
of
yeah.
corrections that I don't actually need to do at all.
Yeah, no one cares. It's just no one cares. Like so many times I would ask my friend like, "Hey, like do you like this or this better?" And they're like, "I literally could not tell you what you changed. Like this is the exact same to me." And I'm like, "Okay." I think that's something I had to learn, and once I learned that, it was a lot easier to like stay out of my head and just trust like the vision I had from the start and just go with it.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a big hurdle for like everybody. Like I still have some friends that do all their own self recording, and they run into that same issue. It's like, dude, people are gonna love the outcome, whether it's version 2 or like 4. You don't need to go get too analytical and be like, oh, this hi hat in like this one section just didn't sound right, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna move it here. But it's nice to like kind of have that opportunity to step back and like
Mhm.
bring someone in that can also guide you and be like, hey, like it's good where it's at. Like
Yeah,
you're kind of
honestly,
over it.
that was the best part about working with like someone else in the room is just that like you can like have someone who's not in your head like tell you if you're overthinking or not. And I feel like that's honestly like the part I appreciate the most.
Yeah. No, it that's amazing that you're able to kind of find that person in Nick to kind of help you out with that.
Mhm.
Hopping into kind of this newer stuff. Obviously the first single's been out at the time of this recording for a month and a couple days. Came out December 3rd, called Some Kind of Necromancer, which I think I might have found. I think I remember which playlist I found it on, but it was just nice to come across it. It's a little bit of a twist on some of the emo stuff that's kind of going on right now in the scene, and just like the I don't know, you're I don't know if it was the vocal styles or what you were doing in it, but it just drew me in the best way. Where I was like, I need to send this email to chat with this person about what they have going on.
Yeah,
Kick
thank
ass
you.
song, like it's great song at the end to start this new release cycle.
Oh, I really appreciate hearing that. That's always the goal, right? To write stuff that other people like.
Yeah,
Yeah. Um,
yeah. How
yeah.
did it feel? You know, this is the first single. It's dropped almost almost 2 years since the last LP came out. December 2025 compared to January, I think 2024 with Swan Sting, or I'm missing
No,
the
I think it's
dates.
like just over a year. I think Swanston came out October 18th,
Okay,
2024. So yeah, like it's like a year and a couple months. Yeah, it's been a while, needless to say.
but how does it feel to like have getting back into that flow of things of like starting to release new music and like have people like find it again?
It was definitely really I don't know, it was awesome. Like because I feel like some of the songs on Swan Sting, like I still like them a lot, but I'm singing about stuff that like was bothering me like more than a year ago, which, like I still love them, but it just doesn't hit the same.
Hmm.
And I think I'm just really excited to have like new songs to sing live and, have new songs to like listen to when I'm making content or whatever. I hate saying that, but yeah, I don't know. It's also just like I feel like the new album's like more of what I want to make in the future, like more like kind of emo-y, kind of like folky, kind of like a little heavier too. Maybe not as much on the jazz side anymore, just because like I feel like I don't know. I started to realize I'm not actually that good at jazz. So
I think that's the nice thing about jazz, though. It's all up to interpretation. So, like,
yeah, I mean, like I feel like it will never not be sort of jazzy in my head because that's just the way I write. Like I'm very much like ingrained in like functional harmony and like a lot of like jazz fundamentals where you like I don't know you play certain voicings on certain diatonic chords like it's like small stuff like that where like I think I'll like never fully like rid myself of but I think in terms of what it sounds like it probably doesn't I can't really use the emo jazz moniker for very much longer once this album comes out.
okay. Now I'm very curious to see what the rest of this album's gonna be like. Like because everything so far, like I said, it sounded great. Some kind of necromancer, death spiral, which we'll probably chat about here in just a second. But like, just to see where it's kind of leading to from the last LP into this, like. I know that's the biggest thing with people, especially like how we talked about the time when that went into Swan Sting is just you're not in those moments that headspace anymore. So like to have something new and fresh to kind of put out and like feel connected to again, I think it's gonna reiterate like not reiterate but shine through very well once this comes out. And I'm really stoked to kind of see what the rest is going to be like.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you liked Necromancer and you like Death Spiral, then the rest of the album's gonna be a banger.
Hell yeah.
Because it's like very much like it doesn't sound like those two songs necessarily, but they're like in kind of like the same realm, like the
Hmm.
same sonic realm, I guess. I sound like I'm talking about like Sonic the Hedgehog, but I'm talking about like how they kind of, if you like the two songs, you'll like the rest of the album is my hope.
No, I totally get what you're
Yeah.
saying because like Necromancer and Desperate, they're definitely two different songs. Like they don't. There's hints of each other in each one, but like they're not sounding exactly the same.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they're still Tiger. Really, they're still you. But
Hmm.
it's nice to see like okay, if this is the scope of things or like the horizon of what's going on, there's so much more extra in the middle that we're gonna find out about, and I think that's the exciting part. As like a listener, is
Hmm.
like, okay, I see what these two versions of this band right now. I want to find that middle point where like it all comes together and it just like gives us the rest of the story.
Hmm. Yeah.
And then yeah, Death Spiral. I mean, it's not even out yet, so thank you for sending that to me ahead of time.
Yeah, no worries. I'm sorry I sent it so late. I was at
No,
work and I completely didn't see the message. So
No, you're totally fine. That was plenty of time. Got to check out the music video and listen to the song, and they're like I said, they're both solid songs. I think right now, just because I've heard it probably a little bit more, Necromancer is probably like my number one going into this new album. But like Death Spiral, I mean, it's still such a banger, and like the music videos that you have going on are telling the story that I'm stoked to see if it gets continued in the rest of these songs too. At the same
Hmm.
time, like you're putting in a lot of work on this in general, but like it's gonna shine through super sick.
Hell yeah.
Uh, like I mentioned in these music videos, especially uh, since we've seen Necromancer first, and everyone's kind of checked that out. Uh, I I loved the little. Every time I watched it, I would notice like a new little quip that you're doing with the skeleton as you're going around.
Yeah.
Like there's that one scene where you're kind of walking through, and like the skeleton like kind of stops to look at what's in like the shot mirror, and you kind of just like turn and like give a stern like no, don't
Yeah,
do that.
like no anime, it's not allowed.
But just like that little stuff is was super cool. And then obviously going into the later story, but like how how awkward was it at times? You know, you're obviously have your cameraman a little bit of ways from you, so it's just for most people walking around. I think there's like that one family that kind of points while you're sitting there eating
Yeah.
with the skeleton. But like, how was that whole shoot day?
Um, I mean, honestly, it was fine. Like, cause it might not look like it, but it was like shot on an iPhone. So like there was no like big heavy camera equipment or anything. Like it was completely fine. And we did it in like a Chinese mall, like an Asian mall, and like Chinese people don't give a fuck, man. They like nothing bothers them. Like coming from someone who's also Chinese, like most people didn't even like bat an eye. This is just like everyday type shit. Like honestly, it was like no one bothered us. No one even really like talked to us or like looked at us weird. Like maybe like a couple people like were intrigued, but like I think I got recognized by someone there, but like there was I don't know, it was just completely fine. I didn't even feel embarrassed. It was just like everyday type
Yeah,
stuff.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
But going back to your iPhone point, like the I it's nice to know that it was filmed on an iPhone because like the style that it was like the grittiness that it has, I don't know, just like reminded me of something that like I was watching like a '90s TV show like today like you're looking at the same grittiness, so like that little bit of factor, I don't like just the that grittiness. What I'm trying to say is that grittiness of the style of the video, I feel like added so much to
Yeah.
the video itself too. But it's cool to know that it was like all kind of like handheld shot as well.
Yeah, I really wanted to like shoot on a handy cam and I even got a handy cam just so I could shoot this video. But like it just didn't look as good as if I used an iPhone and then like ran it through a couple of VHS emulators, like
Mm,
which was really sad because I'm like a big proponent of like trying to get it right at the source. But also like it just didn't look as good as like shooting it on an iPhone and then like slapping a couple emulators on it. So like I don't know, I guess I just went with the iPhone at the end of the day. It was just way more convenient to shoot.
yeah, I mean like for people listening, like you don't need to always have those big bulky
No.
cameras or like or all that fancy equipment. I've know a good handful of friends that have done pretty much most of the music videos all on iPhones, and like they come out super sick, and you wouldn't even notice or know that they were like just done super DIY in that style.
Yeah, it's kind of insane. I think Olivia Rodrigo did like a music video on an iPhone or something.
Oh, I remember there was like an ad where like some movie was being shot with like iPhones at the same time.
I haven't heard about that. Wait, is that the one where they have like 20 iPhones in like a little half circle ring sort of situation?
It
I
might
think
have
I saw
been,
something about that. I don't know though, like but yeah, I don't know. Phone cameras are like insane these
yeah,
days. It's
but
not like
yeah,
it used to.
right. But no, yeah, that video came out super sick. Obviously, at the end, uh, obviously you're the director. I know it's your storyline in these videos at the same time.
Mhm.
I feel like the resurrection obviously didn't take very well in my if I'm gathering like the full storyline properly.
Yeah.
Bummer for one that it didn't take right. But then when you send me Death Spiral and I watch that video, I feel like it's like which I don't know where Death Spiral comes in into the play of the full story, but I feel like it's sometime after that because you're with the video that's happening that people have now checked out millions of times by the time this episode's out. Like you're getting chased through the woods, which is also kind of like this cool like lyric style video, but it's not a lyric video with everything they have posted up. But like then you're getting chased through the woods by what I feel is like some demon or 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 something like that. But I feel like it's like continuation. So like when I watched them, I made sure that I did it Necromancer and then Death Spiral, which I don't know if that's the right way to do it, but that's how I did it.
That's really interesting. I honestly haven't thought about that. Because like the whole album has like a theme, but it's not necessarily like it has a storyline. But I don't know if the music videos have a storyline like that. So like
Okay.
that's really interesting that like that's how it came across. But like I love that, like it's like I love like these kind of like storylines just that just kind of naturally pop up, even
Right.
if I didn't intend it to pop up, which is like completely fine still. Like
Yeah,
that's some of
dude.
the best stories.
I was like over analyzing it. I think it's at one point tonight because like you're wearing basically the same outfit in both videos. You lose
Hmm.
your jacket for Death Spiral. I'm like, oh, where did he lose his jacket in the other one, or like where did that come into play?
Yeah, it's all planned actually.
Yeah,
I thought everything through. I'm like a evil mastermind. No, it was just really hot.
it's fair, which is
Yeah.
crazy because like you can see your breath like clearly multiple times during Death Spiral too.
Yeah, I mean, it was really hot for me because I was like jumping around a lot and
Mhm.
like it was kind of rainy, so like the leather jacket was getting kind of musty.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah,
and also like it was just the middle, like it was really late at night. Obviously, like you on the camera, like the leather jacket was black, so it doesn't show up very well. It just kind of like made me look like a blob with like a head. So like we decided to just not do it.
okay. That obviously makes a way more sense than what I was saying. But if anyone else has any crazy story ideas, maybe
Yeah.
shoot them Lian's way, and
Yeah, I would love to hear him.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean the Death Spiral video is like loosely inspired by Slender Man, like from
Oh,
like
okay.
the creepypasta back in the day. I
Yeah.
don't know, there's a lot of like themes and like motifs on this album that's kind of like Appalachian folklore or like early 2000s creepypasta or like, like that type of stuff because that's like just something I was really obsessed with when I was younger. And I don't know, that's just sort of like kind of the imagery I was working with.
Because in Necromancer, there's those couple shots of like the hand puppets
Oh yeah.
that happen. What are those from? Because they looked familiar.
That was just my hand making hand
Okay.
puppets. Yeah.
I felt like there was like a movie like in the 90s or something that like had a
Oh,
couple moments that like also did something similar. So that's what I was kind of like trying to like think back to, but
yeah, maybe. Yeah, not that I recall. It was if there
okay.
was, it's not intentional. I
Okay.
don't watch a lot of movies actually. I
All right.
watch a medium amount of movies.
All right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like I've said, I think two solid singles to kind of start off this next release cycle. And I really am stoked to kind of just check out what the rest of this album's going to be. Have you? I don't think I saw it posted, but what is the title of the album? I know this will come out like mid to
Uh
late February if you want it out at that point.
oh yeah, and I mean I think the record's coming out February 27th. So like
Perfect.
it'll be perfect. It will definitely have been announced by then. It's called Mayfly Daydream and I don't know, I've just had the name in my mind for a long time and I wanted to like make something with that as the name and I feel like this album with like a lot of its imagery is like very like foresty, very like I know Swansting was also kind of foresty, but this one's more like horror tinged almost like it's like woods but scary, not
Mm,
like woods but naturey. So like Mayfly Daydream just sounded like a good name for it.
yeah. Hell yeah. Well, like I said, I'm stoked, and I'm sure everyone. By the time this episode comes out, it should be. If you said the 27th, I think this episode should be out that week or the week after. So everyone should have already, listened to most of the album a fuck ton of times, and hopefully, secured whatever physical copy may be coming out with it as well.
Hmm.
But yeah, definitely looking forward to it.
Oh yeah, I'm really excited to have it out. I think it's definitely like the thing I'm most proud of so far in my career.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That makes me stoked as like a listener that like obviously you want every band that you listen to like feel that their newest stuff is their best stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm totally fine with any time in a band's like, hey, this is the shit that you guys need to be listening. Like other stuff was good. This is the hot new stuff. Because it just gets me more hyped. So like
Hmm.
I'm happy you feel that same way because it's gonna make a lot of people happy. I think at the same time.
Yeah.
And then also, a couple weeks after this album comes out, you get to go to Europe for the first time, and you're there for almost like a full month, basically. I think the 6th to like the 20 something,
Yeah.
which is wild. Like, how does I know we kind of talked about it a little bit before we fully started the episode, but like, how does it feel like you're going to Europe to play shows? I feel like that's like a big bucket list item for a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really stoked we get to do it. We're opening for Passion Mango on their tour, which is awesome because Connor's a good buddy of mine, and I'm really stoked to get to like go and hang out with him and the band and just like have a smashing time in Europe. I've never been to Europe, uh, so I don't. I'm just really really excited, and like. There's nothing else to say. I'm just extremely, extremely excited to go to Europe.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, that should be a solid time. I'm also one that has never been to Europe. It's on the list to do at some point. But like to get to go and like play music outside of your hometown or where you're from in general, like is always a big step. But to be like, no, I have to get on a plane and fly like 20 hours to do this, like
Hmm.
that's pretty tight.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I I am hoping that nothing goes wrong because I always feel like whenever someone goes to Europe, they just get robbed or something.
Mm.
Especially bands, like specifically bands. Um, so I'm like really nervous about that, but I was also really nervous about that when we toured the States last year or earlier this year, and we didn't get robbed. So maybe I'm just going crazy. I'm just insane and delusional. So I'll probably be okay.
Yeah, yeah, that's always a tricky thing because I can't remember who it was. The I feel like someone that I knew was touring Europe within like this last year. Yeah, they got robbed. But like even the times that like we would tour the U.S., there's some spots that are sketchy, but like it all depends on how prepared you are to go into it. Not to say like you preparing yourself for like to get robbed, but it's just like
No, but it's like the basic safety stuff, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
like we thankfully like we never had any issues. We always made sure to like hey if no one's in the van, you like don't leave an electronic device of any sort out because
Oh
people would
yeah,
just break in for like speakers and shit.
they will.
It's just insane. I know Red Sun's had some issues in Chicago that we talked about recently.
Hmm.
But like it really depends on like where you're at. We got I remember one time we went to go play St. Louis and everyone was like, "Hey, the place you're playing at, infamous, you're gonna like your van's gonna get broken into." There
That's
was like
always good
a
to hear.
yeah, but like we got there was a lot across the street and like we just like paid like the dude $5 to watch the van and we didn't have any issues. So it's like did we get a good day? I have no idea. Is it normally like that? No idea. But
I
it's
feel
just
like
like,
$5 is definitely worth it. I would definitely
oh
pay someone
yeah,
$5 to like make sure my van's okay.
fuck yeah. We don't even know if like the guy, if it was an
Maybe
actual
he
like
like just took the $5 and also your stuff. You know.
that would have been honestly respect if he would have
Yeah,
done
I
that.
that I respect the hustle.
Yeah. But I
Yeah.
think he was just like some dude that was just like sitting next to like an open lot and was just like charging people to park there. I don't think it was
Mm,
like his main business. So like still respect that he didn't rob us if that was the case. But
yeah.
it's all just being cautious at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think we're like backlining most of our gear in Europe anyway, so I hopefully that bodes well because there's nothing if you're listening, there's nothing in the van and you can rob us, but you're only gonna get like my dirty underwear or something. So unless you want that, don't think about it.
Yeah, and if you are going to do anything, at least leave the passports.
Yeah. Oh my
That's the most
God.
difficult thing.
Oh
I
my
feel bad for
God.
anyone that has to deal with that.
Yeah, Michael Sarah Palin got robbed like in Amsterdam a couple months ago, and Chad lost his passport. Poor guy. Yeah, no, that
Yeah,
was I felt really bad for him.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
shitty. I wouldn't know as an adult like what to even like. Obviously, you have to like hit up your embassies or whatever, but like I'd be so just like distraught of like I don't know what the fuck to do. Like I live in Europe now. Like
Yeah,
that's
I'm
what would
cooked.
happen.
Like this is
Yeah,
my life now. I'm just in Amsterdam forever.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That would suck. But hopefully, this run goes well.
Yeah, I'm
I
cautiously optimistic.
Yeah. I feel like if you can make it through like your run in the US, I feel like you'll be okay in Europe, I hope. Depending on where you went in the US.
I think like we were on the West Coast. It was mostly okay. I think the only sketchy place that I was like really like, oh, I don't know, was like Oakland.
Mm.
Because I think we were just in like a part of town that was like infamous for like getting stuff broken into. Even the venue person was like, "Hey, like move your stuff inside. Don't leave anything in the car." This is like I think it's like exact words were like this is like 100% get biff territory.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
so I'm like,
whole
okay, all
yeah,
right.
that there's that section of like the Bay Area, Oakland, whatever, that like they'll just like break in super easily. Like the amount of like investigative journalists that I've watched just like get their shit like taken. That granted they're
Yeah.
planting it there to get taken, but like how fast it'll get taken is wild.
Yeah, they've got that shit figured out for sure.
But yeah, I mean, if you could survive Oakland not getting robbed, I feel like the UK you'll be totally fine. I'm praying to God this doesn't come back to bite me by saying that, but I think you'll be okay.
Nah, they'll be fine. How bad could it be?
Right.
Knock on wood.
But hell yeah, that'll be awesome. And then I'm trying to think. I thought I had a thought and I lost it, which is totally fine. Yeah, I know we kind of jumped around a little bit talking about like the new album and stuff, but is there anything like I might have missed for this new album that you kind of want the people to know about as like they're gonna be gearing up to listen to it after this?
Not really. Like what's interesting about this album? Oh, I mean there's some cool people on it. Like that's gonna be like that was on the album in some way. My friend Gia's on it. Uh I dialed your numbers on it. She's like this really cool bit emo artist from Halifax. Uh oh, the sax player from Racing Mount Pleasant is also on one of the songs, which
Okay.
is nuts. I love that band. And they toured with Geese like a couple months ago, which is insane. Um, oh, right. I guess just a couple shout outs. Shout out Nick. Oh my God, he was such a godsend. It was it was actually insane how much having someone else in the room helped. And Patrick Aiden Williams also killed it on the drums for this album. He's so good. Yeah, I would never have been able to do that on my own. I can't play drums. I really wish I could, and I really want to, and I kind of can, but like I actually can't. Yeah, I don't know. It's just I'm really excited to have this album out. It's been a lot of work, and I think it's the best we've ever sounded. So
Dude, hell yeah!
yeah,
Everyone, be sure to go check it out when it drops. We'll talk links here in a little bit. But yeah, like I said, I'm stoked for it. I'm anxious to check it out when it fully drops. Like everyone else, as we kind of get to the later half of these episodes, this is where we kind of get a little loose. I don't know. It's like 10 o'clock in the Midwest, so like you got your smoothie, like we're having your yogurt. We're having a good time.
yeah.
So I noticed a couple things kind of as I was scrolling through everything today. So I got a couple dumb questions probably for you, but
All
there's
good.
things that are on my mind that we need to get figured out.
We gotta know.
Yeah. So on if people are Apple Music girlies like I am, there's like this artist bio on there, and it talks about what's all left on your bucket list. And I loved your answer, if you even remember saying this or how it got put on there. But it was to bring back the dodo bird, to basically use as like to have as like a friend. I think it was
Oh,
exactly.
yeah, I think is that on Apple Music?
Yeah,
Yeah, I completely forgot about that. Wow, you just like awoken like an ancient memory for me. That was so long ago. Uh, yeah, I just think dodo birds are cool, and I wish I could have one as a friend.
yeah.
That's about it.
No, I loved the answer because like I think a lot of us when we think of like extinct animals, and one that was probably gone too soon is for sure the dodo bird.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like it's like a big chicken, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But like even dumber somehow. Like you gotta love that.
Right. Imagine like going out to feed your dodo birds every morning. Like that'd be kind of
Yeah.
sick.
Imagine waking up and just like picking one up like a barrel and just carrying it with you to like the kitchen and like make yourself like a little breakfast, you know what I mean? Like that's what life is all about.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
you can't do that anymore. The next best thing is probably like I don't know, like a turkey or something, but
Yeah. I think
it's
all
not
these
the same.
scientists that are trying to bring back like woolly mammoths and shit like that, they're fucking up. Try and
Defund
bring a
woolly
dodo
mammoth
back.
scientists, defund big mammal. We gotta bring back the chicken stuff and
Yeah,
the dodo birds.
I'm down. This is a great platform.
Yeah, we fight for causes that are great and worthy.
Hopefully this next one's great and worthy at the same time. I'm sure it is because I see them in the room with you. Uh, what is this tie to Lois Griffin? That I keep like obviously
Uh,
you had a picture of Lois at your like merch table for the longest time that I saw someone buy. Like how is Lois Griffin tie into Tiger really?
I really wish I had like a coherent answer for you. Um, but there I don't know. There's like negative thought put into it. I saw in like the Hourglass visual album that Jessie from Doubt Your Number put out, and she had a framed picture of Lois in it, and I was just like, that's hilarious. And so I framed a picture of Lois and like put it on our merch table, and then people just kept like talking about it, and like I don't know, it just kind of spiraled out of control. Someone like bought it off us on tour for like 100 USD, which was nuts. And then at one of the shows, like some other person like organized like I don't know, like a thing. They like cut out like a bunch of note Loises and put them on like popsicle sticks to like hold up
Yeah,
during one of the songs.
I saw
And
that
that
video.
was also like insane. And then uh someone else like my friend Dames actually, he is probably our number one fan, undisputed, because he hand painted
Oh
and
shit!
hand colored like this cardboard cutout of Lois Griffin, and like I don't know, was like crowd surfing with her like at one of our other shows and gave it to us at the end of it. So I just have it now. I don't really know where to put her. So she's just kind of like been in that corner for a couple months.
That is sick. Yeah, I thought it was just like a cardboard cutout that you could just order, but like to know that
No,
they took
it's
the time
hand
to
painted.
do all that, dude. Mad props. Hell yeah,
Yeah.
that's
It
amazing.
looks insanely like accurate. It's actually kind of scary how accurate it looks. Like down to like the color. Like that's imagine like how long it took to mix the color to like
Right?
get it
Yeah.
to like match like that.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah.
So if people are listening to this and they're going to go see you in the UK, should they be
Please, please don't
keeping this up?
bring any more Loises to the show. I cannot have this be my brand. You know what I mean? Like, uh, I guess I can't be mad if you do. It's really funny, but also like, oh my God, like please, please, no more.
All right. Yeah, this is your chance to lay that out there. So everyone listening, don't bring any more Loises for now. We'll see what happens in the future, but for now,
See,
just
like you
on hold.
saying that is gonna make them like bring more Loises. I feel
I'm not being
like
sarcastic. Just
it's
don't.
kind
No more Loises. Come on.
it's kind of insane. I think like we've been to like 3 or 4 cities where like someone's brought a Lois to a show. It's like it's gotten too big. You know what I mean? If it
Yeah,
makes it across to another continent, to Europe, like that's I don't know what I have to reevaluate some decisions I've made, I think, if that
yeah, it
happens.
is kind of funny just like in general though, like how it's become like I don't want to say brand is the right word, but like synonymous at this point almost with some for some people with Tiger Really when it was never intentional to be like that. Uh,
Yeah, it's funny
but
how the I don't know butterfly effect and stuff happens. You think you're being funny, next thing you know, you got a life-size Lois Griffin cardboard cutout in your room, and you can't really explain it to your parents that easily. Um, yeah,
yeah, yeah, that's tough. So yeah,
yup, Lois.
yeah, not gonna. I was gonna say I was gonna do the PSA again, but I don't want it. I don't want people to think that I'm being sarcastic and joking about it because it is kind of funny.
It's pretty
But yeah,
funny.
if I mean, since we're doing the PSA and Lois isn't what you want the brand to be, is there anything that you want to like try and manifest to like start actually being like the visual brand for Tiger Really? If
Well, I feel like I've kind of like been working on like a visual identity for this next album. Like I don't really like tying myself down to like one thing for too long.
Mhm.
Because I know I had like the whole like dress and like the tie and like the vest for like the last album, and it was really awesome. I really liked the look, but I don't want to like have to be shoehorned into that one thing, because there's only so many times I can wear that dress on stage before it starts to smell.
Oh, yeah,
And yeah, no, I mean that's not the reason I don't want to do it, but it's just also like I feel like I want to like explore more and like, try out more cool stuff and uh like not be confined to something I came up with years ago.
hmm
But yeah, I think like for the next album I'm trying to like I talked about a little bit, briefly, but it's very like horror-ish, like woodsy, like I don't know, like trail cams and like myths and creepypastas and moths and like stuff like that. So like I think that's my vibe for the next album, and then I'm wearing like, the dress shirt and the tie and the pants and whatever. I think that's more just because I don't know, I just felt like it looked nice in the woods.
yeah,
Yeah.
hell yeah. Well,
That's it. I don't think too much about it. I just find something I like and I write music kind of about it, and I just go with it. It's great. And hopefully people like it.
yeah. No, I feel like that's a great way to kind of encapsulate all that. Like, um, I do you guys say you killed it in the dress, uh, in everything. I don't feel like a lot of people could pull off that outfit, and you did it very well.
Thank
You
you.
also look great in this dress shirt and jacket. But it's nice to like everything kind of ties into it. It's each own like chapter of Tiger Really is like going with that album, which is kind of
Yeah, like I
nice.
really like I don't know, I'm really obsessed with like having like a really strong visual identity for like everything I drop. So uh yeah, like I feel like in every album in the future something similar is gonna happen.
This is probably like a really dumb question, but do you feel like that's a Canadian thing? Because like we watched, oh, I'm gonna forget his name. Not Drake, but the other one from like to the Toronto area. The Weekend kind of did like a visual thing, like with the bandages and stuff like that, like leading up to certain albums. If you remember this at all, if you listen to The
Mhm.
Weekend, it doesn't matter. But like he kind of also did a visual thing, and I just thought that was a dumb question. Not all Canadians do the same thing, but you know,
I mean, maybe. I haven't really noticed that like as a Canadian thing, but like I think like it's kind of a rare thing in Midwest emo. I feel like the aesthetic is very much like nostalgic, like and kind of like, you live in the Midwest and you wear flannel and you drink beers and you smoke cigarettes and stuff. And like that's great. I love doing all those things. But I feel like I like I like looking like I don't know, I like dressing up and I like doing these little visual things because it's like I feel like another way to like add to the music and add another layer to it. And like I feel like a lot of people I love listening to also do that, like the OG Gerard Way, like
Mm,
MCR, like very strong visual identities for like everything they've ever released. And I feel like it's a little bit theatrical, but I kind of love it, like it's something that I think like people got to do more of because it's like I love hearing an artist and how they like envision their songs to sound like, but I also want to like see how they envision the songs to look like. You know what I mean? It's like another layer on top of that to me.
yeah, I mean, I think that's put one like the best. Because we all imagine something in our own way when we're listening to
Yeah.
things, but to kind of see it kind of brought to light in a certain way. Obviously, like music videos are a big proponent to that, but like seeing it like in a live format too, where you're gonna go out there and you're gonna dress a certain way to kind of be like, hey, this is this album, this is the full visual effects in like a live format, like is always really cool too.
Hmm.
But hell yeah, like I said, I'm stoked on this album. I'm stoked to everything else that's coming with it. Hopefully, everyone else checks it out as well. Before we fully end, I got one last question for you,
All right.
and it's I like to end off these episodes on kind of a high note. Not to say that we're not feeling good already. I know we've had a lot of laughs throughout this. It's been a great time. But looking back on your career as Tiger, really, what have been some of your favorite moments that you've gotten to experience so far?
Oh, I mean, the West Coast tour was awesome. Like, just meeting a lot of people was really cool. The lowest stuff was also pretty funny. I can't lie. Like, looking down at my guitar and then looking up and seeing like 30 Loises looking back at me was like, I'll never forget that feeling of like weird, like shock and also like trying to, not laugh during like a really sad song. And also just kind of feeling like I'm like concussed or something. I don't know. You have to be like, I don't know. It's very hard to explain that feeling.
Yeah,
So I feel like, yeah, that was really funny. What else? I think, I also miss playing a lot. I also really enjoy playing a lot of house shows back when the band was smaller, and we did a lot more of those. Um, yeah, those were always really fun, and playing music with my friends has always been my favorite part of this project. So, um, yeah, I don't know. Like, there's so much to say about things that I liked about doing this, and I wish I could, do it forever. And I'll try my best to keep doing it forever.
hell yeah. Well, those are all solid moments. Uh, hopefully, if we go to do another one of these for, LP3, LP4, whatever EP you're on, we'll get to hear some more great moments from your time as Tiger, really. Um, and I love how you put that too. Like, I think one thing that's very rooted in like this Midwest emo community that we kind of have going on throughout is just being friends and like getting to play with your best friends and do that.
Yeah,
And I love that you reiterated that because that's a big thing that I miss of just being able to. I miss days in the van with friends.
yeah.
Shows were whatever, but like that those drives just bullshitting
What it's
with your
all
friends.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That's what it's all
I love
about.
that. I love that that was your answer.
Can't
If
wait to do
anyone,
that in Europe, like
right?
it'd be like touring in the States, but everyone's British or something. It's
Yeah.
gonna be insane.
Drive on the other side of the road. It's gonna be wild.
Oh my God, yeah, I'm really scared to do that. We don't have like a driver or anything, so I'm gonna have to learn learn how to
Oh
do
damn.
that.
Yeah. Well, you'll have to keep us posted. Let us know how that goes, um,
Yeah.
and everything like that. If anyone's looking for merch, music, or Tiger really in general, where can they find it?
I try to make ourselves really easy to find, but if all else fails, go to our website, tigerlily.com. We have everything there.
Hell yeah. So depending where you found this episode, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, Blue Sky, or you watch the YouTube version, you got to see Lian's face like I did tonight. Make sure you check the hyperlinks down below. Follow Tiger Really on all the socials. Be ready for new music, new merch, new tour dates. If you're in the UK, well, I think in the link tree there's links to the tickets. Make sure you get
Yeah.
those. But yeah, dude, Lian, like one last big thank you for taking the time out of
Yeah, thanks
your
for having
Monday to
me.
sit down with me. Yeah, dude, of course. Like this is a great time. You're killing it right now, and I'm really stoked to see kind of where you take it from here and what the next chapters of Tiger really look like.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what the future holds as well.
So everyone, go follow Tiger. Really, be ready for the new album, and I will catch everyone on the next episode.
All right, see ya.
See ya.
Beers with bears.